updates from the Agile Councillor Wade Cleveland. And today I'm joined by a fellow councillor, Belle Hatfield. Belle, thank you for coming.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Okay, let's talk a little bit. For perspective, as this is being released, now you may be watching this later, but as this is being released, it is the International Day for Persons with Disabilities. And the theme is not all disabilities are visible. And that certainly is the case. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Now, as you come into the doors of Town Hall, if you're a regular coming and going person, you'll see a brand new sign on the door of Town Hall. And what it says is GoHere. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about right now with Belle. First off, can you explain what GoHere is?
Sure. So GoHere is an initiative of the Colitis Foundation of Canada. And essentially it is an effort to get public places and retail establishments throughout the country to identify themselves as a place where people who have medical conditions that create urgency have a safe place where they can go. And so there's an app that's been created, the GoHere app. So I am a person with inflammatory bowel disease, so I have an access card that says washroom access, GoHere. And I can identify this on the map, and when I go to Halifax the next time, I will be able to find places in the city where I know that I can get access to a washroom if I need it.
Now, the Town of Yarmouth kind of signed up on this with the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. Tell us a little bit about your journey, because as you just said, you've been doing this for many, many years.
Well, the first thing to know is that everything I've done in the public sphere, I've done sick. So I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease when I was 21 years old, and I've lived with it every day since. There are no vacations for me. Mm-hmm. So every day I deal with Crohn's in some way or another, whether it's deciding what I'm going to eat, or whether or not I'm going to accept an invitation because I might not have easy access to a washroom. For me, this has been a lifelong element of life. And so last year I had the opportunity to move a motion before council to coordinate with the Crohn's Colitis Foundation, and council accepted that challenge and sent it on to the accessibility committee here, the town's accessibility committee. And I'm just so thrilled that they took this seriously and ran with it. And here we are today with the town signing up to be one of the partners in this campaign. There is one other facility in Yarmouth. It's the federal building on Willow Street. And hopefully there'll be more coming on as this program gets more recognition.
Okay, so I find this really interesting because I've always been a person that has felt that for a downtown especially, you go to a mall, there are bathrooms, mm-hmm. right? But when it comes to the downtown, it's not necessarily the case. And not just speaking of Crohn's and colitis, but any kind of situations. There are many different situations. There are seniors, there are people with colostomy bags. There are many situations where one immediately needs a bathroom. It could be you and I just having a bad day, and that is a possibility. To me, I've always felt that for a downtown to have that vitality, to be able to support the people who are there, both during the day and in off hours if we want to have concerts down here or whatever, you have to have access to bathrooms. It's that simple.
It's kind of a 21st century reality, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And yet, people, if we don't create the expectation, that this is a norm that we want, it's hard to drive it forward. So I think this is a good place. It's a good place to start.
All right, so let's take this in two different directions. First off, for those who need this app, and maybe all of us do to some degree. Let's be honest. I mean, you laugh, and you laugh because there's a stigma attached to having to go to the bathroom immediately. It becomes a joke on a comedy show sometimes. everybody may need this at some point. So if you want the GoHere app, it's very, very easy. Tell us a little bit about that. Show us again.
So I have the GoHere app on my iPhone, and it's just as simple as downloading the app. And once you've got the app downloaded, you'll be asked a few basic questions, and then you just go in and there's a map. So there's the card, and there's the info, and there's the settings, and if you want to explore, there's your map, and you can put that map, you can ask for any location. I looked at Victoria last night because my kids are at Victoria. And sure enough, there are locations in Victoria and Vancouver, Toronto, all over Canada, and they give you the location of how you can get to where you need to go.
Here's the other part, though. Right now, in Yarmouth, of course, as we just were saying, we signed up here. Town Hall is a GoHere location. So is the federal building, which is the post office on Willow Street, 15 Willow. But we really need to challenge other businesses and other locations to become part of this. How hard is it to do? Do you know?
To get to
become a part of this?
I think you just have to contact the Crohn's Colitis Foundation and go through the process, and they'll set you up.
So let's see if we can get a whole bunch of places, not just in the downtown, but all over the area, businesses, different locations who may be interested in becoming a partner with GoHere. So I'd like to issue that challenge right now on this day again. As this is being released, it's December 3rd, but you could be watching this later. Let's see how many locations we can get from the two that are here right now. Belle, thank you so much for this. I appreciate it.
Oh, well, it was certainly my pleasure, and something very dear to my heart.
Excellent. Thanks, everyone. We'll talk again.